This is Neco 2021 past question, and that's what we are solving today. So the question would be in the description. I'll put the link for the question in the description. You can download it and use it for practice. So this is an Excel task that we're given. We are supposed to reproduce this table in an Excel sheet. And when you're solving questions like this, you make sure that you do exactly what was given to you. And that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go to my Excel sheet and reproduce what we have here. So the first thing on the table is your serial number. So I have serial number. Then I have my surname. So you see this thing is not enough, so I'm just going to adjust the size of the column to what I want. You have your surname, your first name. I'm still going to adjust this thing to what I want. Your surname, then you have first term. Now there's something that you should note from the question. You will notice that the first term is on two lines, the first one at the top and the second one at the. So if you go to your Excel sheet and you try to do that same thing, if I press first and I press enter, you see that it goes to another cell, and that's not what we are trying to do. So the way I'm going to do it is you're going to type first. When you are done typing first, then you hold on to the Alt key. You hold the Alt key, you press the Alt key and hold it, then you click on enter. Then you now type first term. Okay, go to the second place and type second. Then you hold on to the Alt key, then you press enter, then you press term. Then go to the third place and press and type the third. Then you hold on to the Alt key, then you press enter, term. I guess it looks like what we have. Let me see. Actually does look like what we have. But you see that the surname and the first name, they are both on the first line. So I'm going to go back to the Excel sheet and do exactly what was given to me, because that's what you should do. So you type surname, then you hold on to the Alt key and you press enter. You do the same thing for the first name. Type first name, hold on to the Alt key and press enter. So I guess I already have this. So the next thing is I want to bolding this thing like the way it was. So you press Ctrl B, or you come here and click on B. So now going to the Excel sheet, you have it said name of student. So name of student is a merged cell that is merged within the cell of surname and first name. So these two cells are merged together. So I'm going to go to the Excel. Here I have I'm going to merge this place. So if I come here, you see merge and center. That's what I'm going to use, because I think the thing is at the middle. The surname, the name of student is at the middle. So I'm using merge and center. You have other options. You can merge and merge across. You can just ordinary merge itself, but I want to merge and center this because what I want to type is. So you type name. Let me see, is it small letter or capital letter? Okay, so I have name of student, name of students. So I'm still going to bolding this place. I think it's in bold. Then merge this third place too. Name of student and what's the second thing? And scores. Now scores is to the left, so I'm going to try to put this one on the left. So let me merge, but my merging, I'm going to select it to the left. So you have scores. So I'm bolding this. Okay, I'll click on bold. And don't forget, this merge is this course. I think it's course, not scores, is on the left side. So the idea is just make sure that you do exactly the same thing as what was given to you. All right. So once I'm done with that, the next thing they ask us to do is let's go back to the question and read it. So they said type your surname and first name in the first row and fill the scores for the first and second term, for the first, second, and third term. Note, use the number between 0 and 100 to fill the score. Very good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and write my name and my So my name, let me see my number first person. My name is Idowu. 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 My first name is Abayomi. So my first time score, because I'm a very smart student, everybody knows that. Let's say I got 96 in my first term. My second term, I was just that smart. I got 100. And my third term, I got like 94, something like that. Now, let me see if I'm on the right track. Okay. This serial number is towards the left, so I'm going to just do exactly that. I'm going to put, since they did not specify what we are supposed to do with the way our name is written, I'm going to put my name in the center. I prefer it in the center. I prefer this one to be in the center. So in short, let me just highlight the whole cell and put everything in the center. Okay, so except for this one that is on the left. So I'm going to select the first line and make sure that all of them are on the left. Okay, so I already put my name Idowu Abayomi. Those are my scores that I already put. Now let's go back to the question and see what else they asked us to do. It says type additional record for the remaining 5 students, showing their first name and scores, their first name, surname, and scores for each time. So you are expected to just put whatever you want in the other column. So that's what we are going to do. So I'm going to my Excel sheet and I'll start typing the names. So let me see here. Let me call this guy Derek, or maybe Ayuba Derek or something. Ayuba Derek. Because this guy is not as smart as me, he probably wouldn't get as much mark as I did. So you have let me say 76. Okay, 97. Let's just make Derek smart at 90. So you can have some students in the class too. Maybe this one is not really smart, so let's call him um Troy. Troy. Let me type it again. Troy. Uh, Jonathan. So you can fill the Excel sheet with whatever you want. So I'm just going to do that. Probably I should fast forward this area, but it is what it is. So Troy Jonathan, 45, 23, 35, 48. Number 4, you have uh Tiwa Lawal, let's say 90, 90, 94, 97. So the next student, 5, John Doe. 55, 40, 45. Then the 6th student is Taye Frida, 80, 83, 65. So I would want to highlight all these and put everything to the center. I prefer my scores to be in the center, so I'm doing that. So everybody's in the center. Or I guess, should they be on the left? Let me just leave it on the left. I think it's okay like this. Or yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine. You can play around, since they did not specify what you're supposed to, the way you're supposed to alignment of the name. So you can do whatever you want. Now let's go back to the question. The next question says that what is the total score of students in the first term? So to add the total score of students in the first term, all you just have to do is there are many ways you can do it. I always I prefer you guys to use the formula so that you guys will be familiar with the formula. You can come here, you can just highlight the column, and you come here, you do auto sum, and you get your score. Or better still, I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to use the formula instead. Look at the first term starts from D3. See, D3, you can look at it here, and ends at what? D8. So I'm going to use the formula and say equals to sum D3 column D8, close the bracket and you press enter. So you have the score. So I use formula instead of just doing the auto sum right here. So the next question says, what is the total score of the student in the second term? So you go to your question and do that. For the second term, you come here and say it's on E3 to E8. So you write the formula equals to sum, open bracket, E3 column E8, close the bracket, enter. Now, did they ask for the third term? So they now said, what is the formula for calculating the sum of scores for the second term? So they asked for the formula for calculating sum of scores. You remember what I told you about formulas, how we write them? If you just want to write the formula without so I'm just going to go down and create a portion. Let me just go and merge a cell, and I'll say formula for calculating better still. So let me just put the formula here. So I'll write the formula and say equals to let me see the question. Okay. So I'll go back to the question and say, so to write the formula, I say sum for the second time, the formula for is E8, I guess, E3 column E8. If I click on this and I press enter, it's just going to sum it again. So what I want to do is you click on it, you come to the where the formula bar is, and you use an apostrophe. When you put an apostrophe and you press enter, it's going to write the formula the way it is. So if you look at this, let me just I adjust the column a bit more so that we can see everything. So it has written the formula for us just without doing the major work. So now let's go to the question. Okay. They said create a new column titled average score after third term and calculate the average score for each student. So they asked us to create another column and call the column average score. So I'm going to do what I've been doing. Average. Let me use Control B. Average. Then you click on Alt, enter, score, average score. So I have a column for average score. So to do the average score for each student, that's what they said. Average score after total for each student. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the average score by, this is my average score first time, second time, and third time. So I can just come here, select this, then come to my this formula plot. There is average. If you click on average, it will definitely do the average score for me. Okay, and if you look at this, it is allowed for you to do this. You can leave it this way, but if they say maybe to 2 decimal places, you can do that here. Just click on this, it will reduce the decimal place however you want. Okay, so but I prefer to use formula to do it. So in order to use formula to calculate the average score for Idowu Abayomi, this is from D3 to F3, from D3 to F3. So I will say equals to AVG, I guess, is it average, equals to average D3 column F3, close the bracket and press enter. So it's going to do that. So you can do the same thing. So instead of doing it writing the formula one after the other, you can also do this. Come to this bottom part here and drag this down to do the same thing for every other thing in the column. Or you can just write the formula for it. So I'm going to write the formula for the second one and I'll drag the rest down. So I'll say this one is equals to calculate the average from this one is D3 to F3. So we say equals to average, open brackets, D4 column F4. you close the bracket and you press enter. So, and that's done that. So I'm just going to if you want it to do for the rest, just drag this down. If you don't want to write everything, you drag that down, you're good to go. So, and if I want to put my average to 2 decimal place, you can do that if the question specify, but this question did not specify that. So you can just do this. Okay. So you can just let me select what I want, and you maybe to 2 decimal places, maybe 2 decimal is okay. Let me drag that down to so that I do the same thing for everybody, and we are good to go. And that is majorly to the end of the question. Let's see what they asked. They said type your name and registration number at the bottom left corner of your work. So you can just do that. I can just come here and match some cells, and let me come here, uh, match sorry match some cells, and then match. So my name is let me say my name is Idowu Abayomi. Idowu Abayomi. Press Alt Enter. My registration number is SSS 419. So that's that. So with that, I've come to the end of the video. There is one more thing I would like us to add. I want us to create I would like us to create a graph. That is an extra. I think it's in the question. I put that as extra. Create a graph. Oh, okay, I didn't do that. We have to create a graph. Let me just put that. Insert a graph. Insert a graph of the student's score against in third term against their names. So I want you to add this to your question. You should insert a graph of the students, although it's not part of the original question, but I want you to put this, add a graph to your solution. So I'll see you guys in the next class after you guys have done that. So see you guys, and best of luck.